Hey YouTube, it's Christy Nitro from the fabulous Las Vegas area, and today I'm going to do a little craft room tour. I'm going to jump right into it because even though it's a little space, I have a lot to share with you. We're going to start off with something I call my store. It's just one of those like over the door containers, and it's got the little cork on the outside where you could hang stuff. I don't really do that because I'm in and out of this thing so much that it tends to fall off. And the reason why I call it the store is because, as you can see, it's laid out like a miniature store. Because I do a lot of vintage projects, these are all my vintage 12 by 12 paper stacks, so I come here the most. On the other side, see how everything is kind of like laid out like a store? I love it. So these are the things I haven't busted into yet, or they have resealable containers, so I just put them back the way I found them. Up top here, this thing is so cool. It's like one of those envelope wax sealers, and I just have colors green and red because I usually use it for Christmas. I think it's a really cool touch to add to Christmas cards. Then I just got some washi up top and some extra foam tape. Bring you down here, and in these little storage units I have my awesome Michael's Copic wide markers that they had them for a price that they were basically giving them away. And then other random tapes and things that I go to, some more foam tape. And remember back in the day when Big Lots used to sell like good name brands really cheap? They don't do that anymore, so this is what I have left over from that. Some of the, I guess you can say, lists, that magnetic lists that you can put. When I find them for a good deal, I'll pick them up. Also some extra punches. Here are some of my standby glues, so when I run out, I know where to go to get more. Over here is like my, I guess you can say, like mixed media shelf for a lot of projects. This is just where I keep it. So I got some homemade Mod Podge back there, some stamping stuff, some glues, some other Mod Podge, stuff like that. So I'm gonna bring you down, bring you down, bring you down. Sorry I have to do this handheld. My roommate is like never available, and I just want to do this while I have a day. Distress stains are on this side, and then I have some of those like glitter glues on that side. These shelves go down like this, and up top I just have some store-bought flowers to some homemade ones that are not that impressive to show. My washies, my collection of washies, and this is how I store them, so they're just available to see and grab and go. And then down in here I just have like some sewing stuff and other goodies, and it goes on like that. I'm sure you don't want to see all, so I'm gonna bring you up and then around. And yes, you can see how much sunlight it gets. So here's an overview to my little crafting area, and yes, it is in my bedroom, but I made my bed for you. I live in what you would call the roommate preferred style living here in Vegas. So everyone has like their own kind of like master suite, and it's just wide and open and lots of sunlight, which I love. So what I did with the big space is I just turned this half into my crafting area. I miss having my own craft room, but you know what? This works, so I'm not complaining. So since I'm talking about all the sunlight I got, this is why I put my art easel here. I used to do a lot of painting, not so much anymore. I wish I had more time, but I have an upcoming project where I am actually going to make like an old school vintage sign, and I'm going to use that as my inspiration. This little case I got so cheap long ago, and I just basically pulled out all the stuff that was in it and put in my own like charcoals and pastels, and I just love it. It's just like grab and go, good thing. Yes, you're seeing a roll of canvas. I do tend to make my own canvas. I just like it. It's easier that way for me because then I can make it my own shape and size. Vintage R2D2, very proud that I still have that. Up top is my diploma. Here are floating shelves from IKEA. And unfortunately, Vegas doesn't have a lot of the big stores like that, so I literally have to drive over 3 hours to get to IKEA, so that is dedication. Rumor has it though we're supposed to get one soon, so I'm excited for that. So on the floating shelves here, I just have some baskets up top, and I keep like my googly eyes and wood pieces and, you know, that kind of like little stuff, so I can just grab it, take it to my desk. Also, the same kind of idea with my spritzes. I have it in that see-through paint container that you can get at Tuesday Morning. So happy mine got it, and I keep them all in there. That way I can just grab and go. Up top are my alcohol inks, and they're in a Halloween kind of themed thing right now. Down below that, these are all my stickles and distress stickles in one of my homemade baskets. I'm kind of gonna brag a little bit on that. One day I just woke up and I'm like, I want to make a basket, and it didn't turn out as planned. That was supposed to be round, but you know what? It wasn't the greatest, but I made it, and I was proud that I actually could kind of weave a basket, and I decorated with lace and ribbon to kind of add a little bit to it, but it kind of holds everything together so it stays together. These are really cheap Prima flowers that I scored at Tuesday Morning. They're, you know, I won't say anything good or bad about them. They are what they are, but I do love the petals. Those are so fun to use. All right. I guess now I'll go to my cart. This cart's also from IKEA. Nothing new, nothing impressive, but I love it because of those things right there, the wheels. That means this baby is portable, which I love. And right now, it is holding my Halloween stuff. What I like to do with my cart is I will switch it out for holidays or projects that I have. Before it was like baby stuff, because I was making a lot of baby books. Now it's Halloween, and soon I'll switch it over to my Christmas stuff. I'll just pull it out and then put what I haven't used into it, and I switch it out like that. Small space, you gotta learn how to do stuff. That's where my interior design stuff comes in. So I also keep like my distress inks and stuff that I go to right away, more alcohol inks, punches that I use, glues, little spritz for when I'm painting. I paint a lot outside too and do a lot of charcoal outside. Punches, like my go-to punches. This is super cute. I just love how it can keep like the days of the week, and I found that years ago at a garage sale. I'm gonna take you down more. As you can see, Halloween's out. These are all my Halloween ribbons, trims, and then like go-to ones like the Tim Holtz, like plain one, sequins, that kind of idea. These are, in here is where I keep like those freebie paint samples, and then behind that is like my go-to alpha chips and like bigger wood pieces, dominoes, stuff like that. So then the third shelf of it is where I keep my gesso. I go through gesso like people go through water. So I keep a smaller one underneath and the bigger one that I refill it with in the garage. Spray paints and little pieces that I put my gesso on and then make embellishments with. My big old Mod Podge. Recently I just came across some eyeballs really cheap, and I've only used one, and I'm still thinking of how I can use my jar full of eyeballs now. Behind that is just some packaging pieces and some extra buttons that I have. So I'm taking you back up and over, and now you're gonna enter my desk area. See my Hello Kitty waving at you? I love that little guy, it's so cute. Okay, portraitres. Back in the day, wanted to be a tattoo artist so bad. All I would do for hours is just trace out different tattoo styles. However, when I was in the military, I hurt my back, and we all know tattoo artists have to lean and work for hours and hours at a time. So there went that idea, but I still pull it out and use it now and again, just not as most as I used to. Literally spent hours on that thing. On it is little jars I'll find at random like flea markets and garage sales, and I'll just fill it with like buttons and extras. The one behind that is my Gelatos. More spritzes and sprays that are just smaller and just handy just to keep out and store. This is my box of stencils, every single stencil that I own, and then behind that is just some altered pieces that I haven't finished yet. Okay, I love weird pens. You're gonna see them in like so many places in this video. This I recently just got at Big Bear, and then these are just some that I made a while ago. my alcohol markers on a shelf that I decorated. The shelf has seen better days, let me tell you. Okay, then I guess we'll go this way. These you've seen a lot of my videos. I love these guys. They're almost like sticks, but they made them into colored pencils. And for the life of me, I can't use them. I strictly use them as a decorating piece because I can't get myself to use them. I love them. So that's like my hoarding thing right there. That's what I hoard, are those. Fake plant, why? Because I am the type of person that can kill a cactus. But I love greenery and plant life, so fake is the way to go for me. And then these little guys that you can find at Michael's, and I got the little mini because I am a mini owner, and then there's the creative type of girl, and that holds like my brads. Moving over, nothing special here. Everyone's seen a carousel before. This is where I keep my scissors, different utensils I always use, my go-to glues, my paint markers. I love paint markers. Did I mention how much I love paint markers? So those are there, along with just other pens and pencils. Yes, you see next to that a carousel of gel pens. Why? I still think it's 1992. No, I'm just kidding. I actually still use them. I love them. You know, and the fact that I have every single color there probably is, I use them a lot. Behind that is just one of my altered mirrors, and it was one of my first ones, so I kept it, and I love it. Up top are where I keep my extra ribbons, trims, lace. They're kind of like my scrap ones. I keep them out so I know to go to them first. And here are just some upcoming ribbons, like holiday ones, which I'll be switching over in the cart shortly. Alright, up top, more top shelf here. It's just one of those floating shelves again from IKEA. It's just a bigger one, and I keep like kind of like my ephemera and stuff like that labeled. So I have Christmas ephemera, regular ephemera that I always use. That one's got a B for beads. I don't really do too much beadwork, so it has really like military patches, some beads, and some extra goodies. This I made in a sculpture class years ago, and I was just lucky enough to find like a little glass thing that fits in it. So this is sculpture, wire sculpture gone button holder. Right here is where I keep, in this cool little book that you can get anywhere, I keep my Velcro. Behind that is Edmund. Edmonds is from Seattle. I used to live in Edmonds, hence the name Edmonds, and I miss it, and he actually has like a Starbucks shirt. I just love him to death, so I keep him right there. Then this little guy, I just use him basically to get shapes and stuff right. Behind that is my godson. He's adorable. He's so much older. I don't know. I just keep a picture of him around. That's one of my favorites. Duckies. I usually get my dog Duckies, the ones that she doesn't want to play with. I take them and keep them for myself. Plain and simple. Just little decoration stuff. First, the baby stuff from the baby books. Eddie, I have a video on him. An altered mason jar that I just keep my little like bigger wood pieces in, and more of the pens that I love to death. More boxes full of goodies, storage stuff, little things for like watercolors, etc., you know, that kind of stuff. This is all my military stuff. I do a lot for the USO because the military was a big part of my life. So when I can, I make sure that I make stuff for them. And then up top is journaling cards, kind of like the project lifestyle. So either I made them or I bought them. And those are up there. Whew. I am like out of breath. I do not know how people make this type of videos, editing, right? This shelf right here, I got years and years and years ago. I'm so happy that it made it through all the moves. So up top is like where I have my thickers and just my go-to stuff for when I am scrapbooking. Down below is for my wood stuff. That is a wood burner, obviously to burn wood with, and it is a great tool to make your own stencils if you're ever into that kind of thing. Just draw it out and then trace it over with that. Bada bing, stencil. Burlap stuff and other stuff I use on wood. Down below is all my tapes, like duct tapes, packing tapes. Behind that I have in there a whole bunch of pieces for calligraphy sets that I have, and behind that is a set of markers that I had from my first go at college. Down below, all my wood stamps. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but trust me, looks are deceiving. That thing is about 5 layers high now, so I got a lot. A shelf I don't know what I'm doing with yet, my trash can, papers, important papers for like school, stuff like that. My T ruler guys, drawing a blank on what they're actually called, but that's where I keep them. I have like 5. Okay. Come back up. Another thing that you can find at IKEA, I think they have different colors now, but when I got this, all they had was like the wood one. Haven't done anything much with it. It's just the holder to the mini book that I'm still in the process of putting pictures in. This little guy I got from Germany. I love him. He actually sings German drinking songs in Deutsch, so it's a good time. And then obviously just some other doohickeys. I don't really use this as a chalkboard, even though it is. I kind of just put magnets on it and hold ideas. So down here is where I keep my sketchbooks. I have tons of them because I have been drawing now for longer than I want to admit. It also has like old school composition, smashbook style stuff, some junk journals that I'm currently using, and it goes on like that all the way down to just like magazines you can buy, but it's all sketchbooks and journals and stuff I kept over the years. Down below that, this is just like a catch-all drawer. We all have them, and then the rest of it is more like fine art stuff. It's just different paints, different things, you know, supplies that I've had and collected over several years. Yet again, do not want to say how many. And this one right here is actually all my clear stamps, smaller stamping blocks, and ink pads. Down below that, charcoals, and like I said, more fine art supplies. Okay. Okay, bring you over here. Just got back from Big Bear. This is one of the things I picked up, and I absolutely love it. You can't really get scenery like that in Vegas, so I love it. This is recently I purchased this and made it over to match stuff. It's where I keep my ATCs. Below that is where I keep all my metal embellishments, just in like a see-through thing. Obviously heat gun projects that I made in the middle of making and just don't want to get rid of. This is all my embossing powders and perfect pearls. That's how I keep it. Ooh, going down, going down. This is a storage unit I got not too long ago from Michael's for super cheap, where I keep my Cuttlebug stuff. This is my book just for YouTube, so it's all the YouTube information from you lovely, lovely people. Now this is funny. This is a crafting moment. I'm gonna share this with you really quick. I got this stamp and punch set. Wanted it so, so badly. Reason why? I opened it up and I was like, oh my god, yes, I love making my own gift bags. This is like a cute little set that contains everything to make it. Use it twice. So, because it wasn't the cheapest thing, even with a coupon, I keep it up here, so hopefully I will use it more. Do I? No. Crafting moment, right? Alright, down here are just loose papers. Just means they don't have a set, they're just my loose papers that I'll pick up here, there, and everywhere. An album that I'm working on. These are all my 6x6 paper pads. All various kinds, you name it, they're in there. More of the 12x12s. These are just more like holiday theme ones, and then I got this awesome textured one that's vintage love, and I've been burning through it, so I keep that guy on top. My only smash book, and as you can see, it's one of the huge ones, was gifted this, and I don't let any gifts go to waste. So even though smash booking is not my style, I am loving this. I'm not even kidding. It's like a challenge almost because it's not my style, and I will definitely share that when I'm done because there's a lot of cute things in there. Just another storage thing that has like a bunch of like little doohickeys in it. And then down below here, stuff for scrapbooking, you know, the pages, more cool little foil papers, and then stuff for junk journaling and some bigger wood pieces. Over here, these two are nothing but journaling stuff. Actual chipboard albums already put together, chipboard, just anything you can think of for a junk journal, things that I find on the street go in these two. This is strictly scrapbooking stuff. Yes, this is an ammo case, but I thought it was funny and it holds my stickers. And this little guy is like one of those, oh my god, I don't even know what to call it. Oh god, why? Anyway, it holds my Prima dolls. Not so long ago I was playing with them, and it's like a keep-all. So it has the stamps in there, the stamp pads, some papers. Down here is where I keep my glues. It's just like this handy little way to just grab a project and go and work on it. So that's what's in there. And have you seen almost everything? No, you have not. Okay. This desk comes with 6 drawers on each side. So on the opposite side, the ones that you can't see, is where I keep all my swatches and stuff for interior design, like little pieces of carpets, woods, that type thing. In here is where I have my little foam brushes, little paints, brush, like just basically stuff I use, like magnets, cleaning supplies, that type thing. Second drawer, paints, all my acrylic paints, more paint markers. So I have like the cheaper ones that I use on crafting stuff, and then the more expensive ones that I use on canvases and other projects. Alright, so this is just kind of like a catch-all too. Basically what I do is I keep all the wrappings from stuff and I'll use it on different projects. And then down below that is just more paints. It's my oils. Over here, this is just one of those, I don't even know what they're called. It's another IKEA cart, and I like the fact that the drawers go from bigger to smaller. I just liked it, and I like the fact that it matched the cart, and it really does come in handy for a craft room. One day I hope to have like 4 of these. I don't know if I'll ever have the stuff to fill it, but you know how it goes. So bottom drawer is like card stuff. Just the go-to when you want to make a quick card. Those are photo cards, and I usually make my own envelopes, but I did purchase not too long ago some ones for Christmas. These are albums and things to make different albums with, and stickers that are so long they didn't fit anywhere else. This is a holder for like my alcohol markers. So if I'm going on a crop or somewhere, I can just grab some and then I have all the colors there for me. So there's that one. Up here is stuff for more wood projects. One of those configuration boxes that I want it so bad and have yet to use it. Wah, 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 but I will. Bags that I'm going to alter, things for junk journals like envelopes, extra punches. These letters, I literally pick these guys up for like cents at Michael's, so I basically bought at least 20 to 25 of them. I used some of them already, and other ones just in case, you never know. All my tools, envelope punch board, you know, big stamping blocks, my cutters, you name it, it's all in here. All of them. Bags and different kinds of paper, like graphite paper, grunge board, that type of things. Bags for any occasion, you name it, I have bags in here. Bags and tags is what we'll call that drawer. Alright, this guy is kind of like stationery / all my cardstock, so ones that I'm running low on, Christmas ones from years ago, like I said, stationery stuff, some chalk. This is all like crafting felt. If you know what a quiet book is for like babies, I love and enjoy making them. and so I pick up things like this to stick in them. Just more, you know, stationery and other doohickeys. Then finally, my go-to drawer. As you can see, foam pop-up dots, stuff for ATCs, any kind of glue you can possibly think of. ATC stuff again, glue runners, and this, let me get this out of the way. Oh, I got some magnets back there as well. This is how I store my scrap papers. Nothing exciting. Smaller ones go into something like this, so I know to use it. Bigger ones go into something like this, so I know to use it. And then you can see my chipboard pieces. So that is my little craft room tour. If you guys want to know more, you know, just ask me. And as always, you guys keep crafting. Thanks for watching. Bye.